2 demolition derbies this weekend. Friday night's going to be tesswater, and Sunday's going to be barrie. Now, both of these cars are getting close to being done, but they're not done. It's making me a little nervous. I'm working pretty long days. So this car right here, you guys actually haven't seen anything about this car yet. It's going to be pretty stock, but she's coming along. But let me show you the cars that we have to get in here this weekend. I'd like to get both of them pulled in here so we'll have 3 Camrys in here all at the same time so that we can start building them. So let's get this thing up. And another car, 2 cars brought in. The 2 cars that I would like to have run this weekend is 1, Cannibal. I'd like this one to run tesswater on Friday night. It's got to have a couple things done to it before it runs. What I'd really like to do is I'd like to chain down the motor mounts, try to see if I can get away with another threaded rod. I'm not sure. On the inside, I got to strap down the gas tank. I got to clean up a lot of wiring. I got to add some grounds just because I'm only grounding my fuel pump to the cage, so I like to ground my cage to the floor. I got to tie the cage in a little bit better because it's not fully done. I just threw this in there quickly as a ratchet strap. I got to clean out a lot of stuff on the floor. I got to get my battery in here and tied down. I need to get my connections tightened. There's a lot of stuff to do to this car. There really is. Like, I'm going to be underneath the gun. I'd like to put a transmission cooler into it. That's something else I'd like to do. But, like, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but... Oh, the paint. Oh, I just put the ratchet strap on it. But this door still opens and closes. So I need to get this thing all set up. Wheel nut missing. Low tire pressure. These are not doubled, so I need to get that fixed up. Anyway, there's lots to be done on this car. What else needs to be done? This car is still not running right. I've done so much work to this car, and it's still not running right. I kind of think it's the timing still off. I really do, but there's not a whole lot I can do to fix it now. Maybe if I get enough time. This car is Sunday, so maybe if Saturday, if I get a spare second or a couple hours, take the timing belt apart. Well, not the timing belt, but take everything back off, because I've already done it once. Take everything back off, check the timing again, because this thing here is still not running right. It's like lumpy, and it's like jumping around. It's just not running right, and it's going to be a waste of a car. Now, mind you, this was already a pre-screwed car, but it's still a waste of a car. But so we basically have a lot of work cut out for us over the next couple of days, especially with me working as much as I'm working. I'm not getting home till late, and I need to get these things done. I also need to get a whole bunch of bumpers off my trailer so that I can get these cars loaded, because it will all have to be loaded Thursday night, because Friday night when I get home from work, I'm going to have about 5 minutes to take my work pants off, put my my derby shorts on, because I don't like wearing pants, I like wearing shorts, and then continue on to the demolition derby. So let's start working on these things. Let's start working on these things. So I really haven't got that much done to this. I put power steering fluid into it. I ratchet strapped the rad in. I tried putting a transmission cooler into it, but I got upset at the transmission cooler. And then I broke one of the pieces off of it, and then I jumped on it for about 4 minutes. So no transmission cooler. We're just looping the lines in this car. Going old school. Loop line kit already installed. Put a ratchet strap around the gas tank. Kind of made a list of stuff here that I want to do. I need to go buy some more clamps, because those high pressure clamps are no longer high pressure clamps because they move around and leak. So got to do that. I got to clean up the inside of this car. It's filthy. It's got stuff everywhere. Oh, I should put battery and battery hold down on here. So I got a couple things done on this. Not a whole lot, realistically. but I haven't even had time to look at this one tonight. But I don't know. I'll be back out here tomorrow night. I'd like to get this car finished. I'd like to get this car to the point where I know it's ready and it's ready to go. They might give me some problems. Thrill Show is kind of a little weird with their rules. Sometimes what passes at one Thrill Show event will not pass at another. This is the cage I ran and rocked in last year. I've been told to take it out at Thrill Show events. I've been told that I could add to it at Thrill Show events. So we'll see what they say there tomorrow. And again, with the creasing and the pre-bending of the trunk, I only went down a bit. Their rules say you can crease and pre-bend within reason. In my opinion, this within reason. The other thing they're going to give me a hassle about is those tires. They say tires must be DOT approved and hold air. Those tires are DOT and they hold air, but I will be bringing spares just in case they say something. Oh, I'm trying to get all my bases covered with this car because the Derby's coming up. It'll be my second Thrill Show Derby of the year. Oh, I did do the top motor mount. Did build that to go into here. I seatbelted down the front motor mount. I couldn't find chain. I got upset. I put a seatbelt on it. I know you guys are going to yell at me for using so many seatbelts, but you might as well just start calling me Captain Seatbelt because 1, 2, 3, and there's going to be one right here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This thing is filled with seatbelts everywhere. So, oh, I just like them. This will be the first Demolition Derby where I'm actually trying out my gray area shifter. Honestly, so far, I've loved driving it around my property. I've loved driving this car. I can't wait to try it and do a Demolition Derby. But, I don't know. We'll probably be back out here tomorrow night, like I said, to continue this video. So, I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. But for you, it'll be right now. We're back out here tonight, but it's raining out. And it's raining out pretty good. It's kind of slowed down right now. But, just to show you guys how heavy it was raining, let me just get a little umbrella for the camera. Woo! My pond is full. Now this pond only fills up with rainwater. She's about maybe 3 foot deep in the deep spot. So this is all rainwater that has fallen in the last hour. So that's how much rain's come down. Quite a bit. The Avalon's pretty much underwater, but that's okay. Just make the interior smell that much better. But let's get back to what we're getting at today. Holy, oh, it's starting to come down again good. Oh, what we are doing today is we're working on these two pieces of junk. So I've been out here for probably about an hour today. I've been working on this one quite a bit. Just finishing things up, zip tying wires, double checking my connections for my wires, check the oil, check transmission fluid, went to the interior, cleaned the interior up quite a bit, put some extra gas, some clamps on my gas lines, charged up a battery nice and good, tied down the battery, basically just a whole bunch of cleanup work on this car. Made a small list, it's pretty much done, so I'm pretty happy about that. Fuel clamps, that's done. Battery covers, starter. I had a problem with my starter button, but that's been fixed. Driver's door, I haven't fixed that because it still opens. Clean car, I fixed that. Supports the bumper. I don't even know what that one says. Maybe I shouldn't scratch. You should scratch them out when you're done. But anyway, this car is just about ready, so I'm happy to say that I'm pretty sure if I get off work in time, this thing will be crashed on Friday night. This one, on the other hand, I've done a little bit to it as of painting. That's just about it. I painted the doors white, put my numbers on it, but she just chewed up another timing belt. And I'm not sure what's going on. If you can see that gear, oh, there's a zip tie in the way. I don't know if you can see this. Let me zoom right in. See that gear? She's got a big chunk out of it. There. Right there. Gonna get greedy and keep going in. Anyway, some of the gears on this motor is not doing the best. Even up here on the cam, a lot of these teeth actually have big marks in them. So I'm not really sure what's going on. It just chewed up a second timing belt. So I'm not really overly impressed with it right now, but we're going to keep going at it and see what we can do. I don't know. Gonna put a new belt on. I already got another belt off the wall. Nope, wrong belt. Where did I put it? Anyway, I got another one. I'm just gonna be working on this one tonight. Oh, right there. I've already got it half in there. But I'm gonna be trying to get this thing running right tonight. So I just put a little bit of paint marker on the timing mark in there. Remember, you go to the slot. They've got a slot and a dot. Don't go to the dot, go to the slot. We got the bottom one set up. We're going to retime this motor and see if she runs any better and see if she will keep the timing belts in it. But this is what I've got done so far now, and hopefully this one can be run Sunday. It's got a weird set of rules. It's been probably 5 years since I've run the GNE, the Great Northern Exhibition rules. So we'll see how I do. But let's keep going. We now have a new timing belt on this thing again. For the second time, and I think I figured out why this thing is eating timing belts. There is supposed to be a little washer that goes on the end of the crankshaft, but unfortunately it's actually missing. So I built a washer. I put a little keyway in it with my Sawzall, drilled a hole, and she's a pretty tight fit. Let's just see this thing go on here. Look at that. Tight fit all the way back. So we're going to install this, put the crank pulley back on, and then we'll be able to try to fire this thing up shortly. Well, tonight we're night number 3 trying to get this thing to run right, and I think I just figured it out. So let me show you all the stuff I've done. I've redone the timing belt again, just to make sure that the timing is right on. I started playing with the distributor, spinning it, trying to get the timing to a spot that I liked. Found it. I even took off the intake and I took it all apart. See if I can get this all over here. Took it all apart, cleaned all this, put it back on there. One bolt was seized, so I did have to drill that out. But I will fix that and put this back on. But this is not the issue. I even took another one off another car, cleaned it all up, installed it, and it's still not the issue. Do you guys want to know what the issue is? It's been driving me crazy. I haven't started this car to make sure that it's a 100% the issue, but take a look at the center of that distributor cap. It's missing. See how there's like a burnt out plug right there? What it's supposed to have is this little plug that you push in and pops out. Like that. And that one doesn't have it. That means that spark has been jumping from here to this, and it actually burnt the top of it because of the amount of spark that was jumping. So I'm going to get this all rebuilt. I'm going to put a new cap onto it. I'm going to try starting this thing again. I'm going to put a new intake back onto it and see if she fires up and runs good for the first time since I've owned this car. Thought it was timing, turned out it wasn't timing. Changed the belt anyway, changed the belt again. Checked the intake, turned out it wasn't the intake. Now I'm at the distributor. I didn't think it was the distributor because I had good spark, but I guess it was sporadic spark, so I've never seen this before. But then again, I don't really look at this at most cars. If the car runs good, I just let it go, I guess, but I'm going to have to start checking this on my distributor cars. But we'll get the new cap on and see how this thing goes. How's the bottom one? Bottom one is even burnt a bit. Still there, but burnt a bit. Alright, we're going to keep working away on this hunk of junk, getting it ready for Sunday. Well, I put it into high idle and she runs good now. A little bit of pep in the step. Well, she's completely built for engine-wise. Let's get finished on the electrical. Well, something's missing. The one car is loaded. Cannibal is on the trailer. It's not tied down. I got half my tools loaded for tomorrow night. The sun is down, so that means it's about 9:30 at night. And been a pretty busy night tonight. This car here, I believe, is ready to go now. I did notice I did not have a fire extinguisher, so I just threw one inside this car. Everything's floor matted up just in case she rains. Still tomorrow I got to put air on some of these tires because some of them are a little bit lower than others. For example, that one. And then this one is ready to go for Friday night. It's Thursday night now, so this video is pretty much taken 5 nights just to make this one video, but there's been a lot of stuff I've had to do. To be honest, guys, I really think I'm going to have a hard time with tech at Thrill Show this weekend. The problem with Thrill Show is what passes at one of their events doesn't pass at another one of their events. So this car basically right here is, if I went to Rockton, is what I'd take. My cage, my creasing, the donuts on the back, the welded rims on the front. But this cage passed Rockton last year, and I bet you $10 tomorrow they're going to have a hard time with it. What passes at one show will not pass at another. It's pretty weird. This car right here, I got all the holes blown in the hood. I made the hole much bigger for the hood because they actually have a size on that they require. Fire extinguisher in. I got a whole bunch of toggle switches made out of the old mud flap. Battery's dead. Battery's pooched. Soldered all my connections on there, so pretty happy about that. Soldered the connections at the tank, so pretty happy about that as well. This car here, I have very little expectations for it, but it's still not done. Still needs little doodads tomorrow. But as of right now, I gotta go inside. I gotta maybe edit a video for tomorrow. And I gotta get some sleep because I gotta be up at 4:30 to go to work tomorrow morning. So I think this is gonna be the last video on these 2 cars because this thing needs such little things that it's not even a big deal anymore. I'm going to make Barrie on Sunday. They've changed all the rules in Barrie. They're going by the Great Northern Exhibition. Their rules are horrible. Like, they say you cannot run without an air filter, so I put an air filter on. They're saying a whole bunch of stupid things. The cage, they're going to have the hardest time in the world about this cage. They want 1 bar from here, right here, on the inside, to that corner right there. That's how the only cage they want at this show, and I don't want to do that. So the rules say you can't have a welded in cage, so I have this bolted in cage, and hopefully I'm allowed to run it. Hopefully, but we'll see, right? Rules change day of a lot of times these days. But my car's pre-ran, so hopefully they'll give me a little bit of a leeway and see what happens. And then this thing right here, like I said, I'm going to be having a hard time with tech. I know it. This bumper on the front of this car has ran 4 years with Thrill Show. And all of a sudden this year they have a rule that says no loaded bumpers, but I'm allowed to run like square tubing on the front of the cars. So I think tomorrow what I'm going to have to do is take a zip cut and cut this smashed up skin off of this square tubing. I just have a feeling that's what I'm going to have to do. I think that they're not going to like the creasing, but their rules say pre-bending within reason. And I asked them last year, what's within reason? They said at least as long as the trunk lid does not touch the floor, that's within reason. Or it's like 8 inches off or something like that. I'm way more than 8 inches. That's the one thing I'm pretty proud of. I have never been told to leave a demolition derby. I've been told to cut. I've been told to been cut many a times. I've been asked to drill holes, all that fun stuff. But I've never been told I cannot run a demolition derby. And I'm pretty happy about that. So I don't know how this thing's gonna do. I still don't like the paint job, but nothing I can do now. I'm just gonna go out there and hopefully smash the paint right off of it. It's been a long time since I've done a back end like this. Like, I know I've seat belted it, but we'll see how well the back end of this car holds up. I've got high expectations for it. I haven't had the best of luck with old bodies, but we'll see how this one holds up. And I do like these tires. It still looks like a gasser. But thanks everybody for watching. And be sure to watch the videos. I'll be running Mini with this car in Tesswater, Ontario. And I'll be running Mini in Barrie, Ontario with this car. Zero expectations for this turd of a car. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you around here tomorrow.